Hello, hello, hello. We are here at the downtown Flint Out of the Mud studio. And this is Lessons with Larry, episode 78, with your host, Stephanie Winfrey. Money Mike is out of town, but he is going to call in. And today's topic, it's let's talk about it before it's too late. And your main host for the night, here's Larry.
Hey, yeah, thanks, George. Thank you. I appreciate that great introduction.
Mhm.
So, first of all, I want to say, hello to Miss Stephanie, my lovely co-host.
Hello. How you
Yeah.
doing, Larry?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and yourself?
I tried to enjoy the weather today, but had a lot of running to do.
Yeah, the weather got kind of messy out there too.
Yep, it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Just when it was getting good, here come the rain.
Mm-hmm. And so today we're missing, brother Mike. You know what I'm saying, Money Mike. We're missing him, but he's here in spirit. You know what I mean, and he's celebrating the fact that his daughter graduated. Yeah,
from high school.
Congratulations. That's a beautiful thing.
Man,
Yeah.
I remember when she was born. It seemed like it was yesterday. That just goes to show you how time is flying by.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. Because we take for granted time. Time is everything, and believe it or not, we don't have enough time. This life that we was given was a blessing to us, and it's only for a season. You got one season,
Yeah.
and we have to make do. You know, she said, this is a part of life. And why are you crying? I said, because mama, it's just me and you. And without you, there's no me. And I feel like without me, there's no you. She said, you got to carry the torch. You got to get your stuff in order and carry it on for your daughter, and her daughter got to carry it on for her daughter. And she said, wipe them tears. She said, wipe them tears down off your face. She said, wipe them tears off your face. Don't cry. She said, wipe your tears off. Don't cry. She said, it's gonna be all right. She said, and she started telling me, because I come in the room with this big old bag, right? There's a big old bag of paperwork. And I told mama how tiresome, mama, I'm just tired. I said, every day is something. I'm getting something in the mail because I got to do this and I got to do that, as far as the house, the utilities, and the other property, and the cars. And I said, it's just pretty exhausting. She said, that's why we're supposed to have our ducks in a row at all times. Your ducks need to be following each other at all times. When you see a duck going astray, you need to handle that.
Facts.
Pull that duck in. I mean, we having this conversation for real. I'm like, wow. I said, you right. I said, because I seen this coming. But I didn't want to talk about it because that's my mom. And I did not want to talk about this because, mama, you're going to be here. What you talking about? You ain't going nowhere. She said, I'm going. Oh, I'm leaving.
I remember my mother passed away. She told me, she was like, she said, Larry, she was in the hospital. And she was like, Larry, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna let you out the hospital any day, Ma. You getting better. I'm telling you, they're gonna let you out any day now. But I didn't quite understand what she was actually telling me. She come to find out, she was telling me she ready to go home and be with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? She, and then, I had to think about how selfish we can be.
Yeah.
Because we not feeling the pain or having to endure the pain that they going through.
Yeah.
We just be selfish and think about the pain that we'll be faced with on our own.
Yeah.
In their absence.
Yeah.
And we don't want that to happen.
We don't want it to happen. And we're doing everything not for it to happen, but the right things. I wasn't too focused on the paperwork and the things that I need to take care of while she's here. I'm focused on keeping her here.
Right. As long as you can.
I'm focused on keeping her here.
Is that fair though?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, I mean, because it's a hard conversation to have. I mean, for real, because, I had to think about if I could have kept my mama, through what she would have still been here.
And you wouldn't even been thinking about no paperwork.
Right. But I'm just saying, but how fair would that would have been for her?
Yep.
Far as I'm not feeling the pain she's feeling. I just know this is my mama and I want you to always be here as long as I'm here. And and I love you and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to whatever you need, I got you. I got you. But
that's being selfish.
That's being selfish.
Being selfish.
And another thing, another way we be selfish about not taking the time to get an understanding about what they want in their last days and what they want the world to look like when it's gone. Yeah. What they want the family to look like when they're gone. Yeah. When they absent, when they leave.
I had a conversation with my daughter and she couldn't understand what I was saying. And it sounds kind of weird when I say it. I said, if you're not making a difference in this world, if you're not making an impact, you're not making a change, and you're not standing on business, everything that you're doing is for nothing. Because we came here with nothing and we gonna leave here with nothing. You're not gonna take nothing to your grave. The only thing you're gonna take to your grave is nothing.
Yeah. I ain't never seen a U-Haul in a funeral concession.
Period.
That's a Mandy Rosa. you have to have those uncomfortable conversations or else, and that is a fact.
And that's what I'm going through, the or else, because I should have started this a long time ago, and now I'm running around here like a chicken with my head cut off and a banshee.
And to be brutally honest, these are the most uncomfortable conversations that one can have.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about somebody that you love. You're talking about not having them in the capacity that you used to having them here on this earth. Not being able to pick up the phone to call them, not being able to say, "Hey, what you cooking today? What you got to?" Not being able to do none of that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then when it's too late, and I can say this from my own personal experience, when you lose, someone that you love, dearly, that help, that brought this responsible for you being here. When you lose that person, or them, when you lose, because I lost both of my parents,
Yeah.
but when you lose them, it be so many questions that come to mind after the fact when they gone that you can't get the answer to.
Yeah.
And that's why it's
like you said, a recipe.
Yeah, some simple as a recipe. What did you put in there to make it taste like what you made it taste like? Because only yours tastes like this.
Yep. You don't have it.
Yeah.
Because you don't have those conversations. Things that you want to know about the family.
Yeah,
things that you
facts. That too.
Things that you want to know about great
their childhood, about
where we come from.
Yeah.
Having just sitting down having conversations. Because if you don't, when they go, all of that goes with them.
Yeah, it leaves.
It's gone.
Yeah, facts.
And I say this because what I'm going through, I would not wish this on nobody. And I think that if you have children or you have living parents, a living parent, and I don't care if you don't have nothing, whatever you need to do it. And you do it now and have that conversation with the parents. And I do know that the older generation, they some of them, I don't want to talk about that now.
No, you know what? You'll find what I found, because I done had, now fortunately I did have some of my elders in my family who has transitioned, but they call me.
They want to talk about
want to talk, yeah,
and that's true.
I mean, for real,
right.
because they'll talk about it.
Yeah,
it's us that don't want to talk about it. We like this. We feel like the ostrich just sticks his head in the sand. If the ostrich, he the biggest land bird, can't fly.
Right.
Now he figured if he put his head in the sand, because he can't see you, he figured you can't see him. So the same thing when it comes to that.
Deep.
If we don't talk about it, we feel like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
When the reality is, it's gonna happen. I mean, and it done happen. And so speaking from somebody who didn't experienced it.
And other cultures.
Yeah.
Other than our culture.
Yeah.
They make sure the generational wealth
begins with their death. That's why they always have
the insurance policy.
Right.
They make sure they get them $1 million policies.
Oh, but you know what? But us, first thing we gonna say, oh, ain't nobody finna profit off my death. Yeah. Ain't nobody. You trying to knock me off or something?
Yeah. That's the first thing, and that's the furthest from the.
Or you gonna have somebody in the family be like, oh, they just think they trying to be in control or something. Yeah. It's gonna for whatever reason it is, it's always something.
And what you just said, they gonna get everything, or they gonna do this, or they gonna do that. And if you don't think like that, maybe it won't be like that. But when you start thinking like that and being like that, that's when you have to now dig deep into what you need to do.
I like that. Okay, so who was that? Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, Mandy Rosa first. She said none of us are getting out of here alive, and I agree. None of us, not one of us,
not a
for
one.
real. Yeah. Okay. Now what?
He said no.
Hey, hold up. Thank you for that comment. Yes. Hold up. Before we read this other thing, I want to send a special shout out to Out of the Mud. I want to send a special shout out to James, to James, the greatest Mayfield. James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And to George F. Grundy II.
Yes.
Yeah. And shout out to
And
Ali
all the
Mud
other
itself and
platforms that we
every other
have
platform
on here.
on this platform. Every subsidiary,
Shout
every
out.
business partner, every everything, everybody who supports it, everybody who's helping it grow. But I appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
And I just want to
That's a
send
part
another
of
shout
this.
out to James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield, MUA Jock, makeupismylife.com, and
.com.
send a shout out
Doing
to
her
George
thing.
F. Grundy. And I want to send a shout out again to my brother Money Mike. And also want to send a shout out to Juice the Truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Shout out to everybody. Yep.
All
Now back
righty.
to what you okay now.
So no
That's okay. So
reflection.
okay, Tommy Boy.
No reflection of the panel. But to be honest, a lot of us
Drop the
drop the
ball
ball.
on family
Family
structure.
structure, family values, generational wealth. To be highly effective, we must start right out of the cradle.
Right.
We learn or pay attention to the importance later, or our kids miss the flight.
Ain't no question. Flat
Yep.
out.
Our kids gonna miss
That's
the
a
flight.
fact. That's a fact. I couldn't say that better myself.
And so while
Straight
we
up.
in our grave and they didn't miss the flight, now they out here going through it.
Yeah.
And they going through it.
Yeah, facts.
They going through it because of us. Because
Mhm.
we dropped the ball. Like
Yeah.
Mike said.
Yeah.
We dropped the ball. And we always constantly dropping the ball because we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to have those conversations.
Them hard conversations.
Yep. And we don't want to say,
be held accountable.
Hey mom, how do you I'm having these conversations now, and it's hard. When I tell you hard as hell
Now watch this.
for me to have this conversation.
But check this out. I'm gonna tell you just how cold, not just I'm just saying us as a people, just how cold our culture is.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody have older parents and they have siblings, and they say, "Hey, we finna have a meeting. We need to all get together and talk." I bet you any amount of money it would end up in the argument.
It will. It will. It will. And for real, it shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
But it will.
It will.
I can almost guarantee that it will.
Absolutely. Because I feel like if you have a family, the oldest can be conveyed, or the most responsible.
Right, that part. Yeah, whoever and
Right.
and for real, even our I call them our ancestors once they transition.
Mm-hmm.
But the ancestors that I'm speaking of is the ones that raised me. They looked at all the children and they knew who could do what, who they would say could do what, like say in my absence. Okay.
Right.
If they won't say, okay, well, this one can handle it until this one get, is back.
Which one.
You know what they came because you've
strongest.
been watching them their whole life.
And they all different.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know which one can do what. And ain't it crazy? Like I know which one of mine can do what. I know my oldest is that business minded person, right?
Right.
And then my youngest, she that savvy one. She gonna make it happen even if it ain't happening.
Right.
She gonna make
That's
it
right.
happen.
She gonna find a way.
She gonna find a way. But that other one, it's already found. She done did it and she doing it.
Yeah.
So you know which one of your children is the most appropriate to leave in charge of everything.
You've been watching them their whole life since they opened up their eyes.
And it's nothing wrong with that because we love them all.
Yeah.
I love them all the same.
But they all got different gifts.
They all have different gifts, and we know which ones is the strongest and in what area.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
But I think that these conversations need to be happening.
Yeah.
Because what I'm going through, and I know it's people my age that's taking care of their parents, and I hope that they're doing the proper things and getting everything in order. I even thought about, and I don't know, and it bothers me, but I said, maybe I should be putting the obituary together. Just just so that at the last, because I know if people know me, let me tell you something. Everybody know how close me and my mother is.
Right.
When that time comes, if I don't go before her, I am going to be a hot mess.
Yeah.
I don't
Rightfully
know
so.
if I'm
That's
going to
understandable.
make it or not.
Gonna,
I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle my business. So I think now I need to start doing everything that I need to do while I'm mentally capable of doing it. And if me making an obituary sound what crazy, no, it
no.
don't to me because I'm not gonna be able to do this later.
Right.
I'm not even gonna be able to get in the car and drive nowhere. I'm gonna be balled up in the corner somewhere. I already know.
Right.
But hey, what do Tommy? I
Yeah,
want to
somebody
send a
said no.
shout
What
out.
was the name of your daughter's song?
Oh, what
What
was
was
the
that?
name of your not just what was it? You're more than a mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're more than a mother.
Okay, Tommy Boy. What Tommy Boy said? I want to send a shout out uh, to
That was Cynthia Harris.
yeah. He meant a shout out to Out of the Mud Inc. You
Mm-hmm.
know, James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield, George F. Grundy the second, and Mr.
You
I'll
know
let you
what,
say it. I don't want to say my own name. It look kind of goofy. But thank you. Yes, sir.
Mi-
Yes, sir.
Miss Mr. Larry Lott.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then Mandy Rosa said, "I'm the family and community caregiver, so I'm the one they call on."
Okay, Mandy.
Yeah,
So you're the strongest. You're the
yeah,
strongest. So now you know that. Yeah. You're welcome, Cynthia.
yeah.
But since you the strongest one, so now you know that you need to put this start,
Having
if
them
having the
conversations
conversations
and
and being due diligent.
but it depends on your everybody family dynamics is different,
True.
but it depends on your family. You know what I'm saying? You can have we all know it's certain ones you cannot have this conversation
Station
with
with and
because they
that
gonna take it to a whole nother level and get
mm-hmm.
emotions all stirred up and
Yeah.
things of that nature. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's just certain people.
Yeah.
You just know you
You
just
can't
like they
have it.
know don't
Yeah.
don't entrust this person with that or don't do this with that.
Yeah.
Then so it also comes when it comes time
Like my
to
like my
have the
brother.
hard discussions.
My brother, I have a younger brother, and when she went in the nursing home, I FaceTimed him, and he broke all the way down.
Mm,
He couldn't take it. I mean,
mhm.
he fell apart. So I already know. I knew that. So I already know I have to carry and pull this train.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And when you know how if somebody is like that and they can't, you already know. Then me pulling the train, I gotta make sure we get to that destination properly.
Right.
So I have to be the strongest one, and I have to hold my tears back and start doing the paperwork. I'm going downtown.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going downtown. I got a big bag now, making sure everything is in order.
And you
From the
crying about
houses.
that dreadful day,
Yeah.
because even by you doing this, it's evoking so many emotions.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
Because
you're
it's
doing what has to be
unbelievable.
done, but it's evoking so many emotions that you hadn't even thought about. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And then when you have to get to the point where you're thinking about it, at least you still have that person here going through it with you.
Yes.
For
And that's what
example,
I
watch
like
this.
right now.
My uncle, one of my uncles, my father brother, recently he passed away. I want to say about a year ago. He passed away about a year ago, about a year now. And he called me over there one day. He said, "Hey nephew, I need you to come over to the house. Come. I got some more to holler at you about." I'm like, okay. I'm like, everything all right? Don't he like, yeah. Just come on. Just when you get a chance. I said, you need me to come now? He's like, no, just as soon as you get a chance.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I went, and so I said, what's going on? Oh? So then he was talking about passing transitioning.
I
So
know
I'm
you was
like,
shocked.
no, this did what I do. So I mean, it wasn't put it like this. He would have had to bring it to me. I wouldn't
Right.
have never brought it to
To
him.
him.
Never.
Right.
So I
You
mean,
never even thought
right,
about it.
no, I mean, not that, you can look at a person and be like, man, I ain't God. You know what I'm saying? I
But
can't say how long
you
you
got
got,
common sense
but
though.
I can see you deteriorating from times before.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, so you know what I did? I took my voice recorder right on my phone. I just put it down. I said, well, I'm gonna let it be in your words. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that way, when the family get together, if y'all get to talk about what he said he wanted, no, this is exactly what he said he wanted.
Yep.
And how he said he wanted it.
Yep.
And what's so crazy, he had to have told more than just me, because I didn't even have to say nothing, and it was done exactly how he wanted it.
See,
I'm talking exactly.
See,
and it was done so.
And that was smart.
So check it out. It was done it was done to the letter so closely to how he wanted it, to where one day I was just, I don't know, I was in my phone. I was in my voice recording, because sometimes I record a lot.
Yeah. So you go back through it.
Yeah, and I just happened to hit it, and it was from him.
Oh wow!
And it was the conversation when he called me over there.
Yeah.
And
oh wow!
Everything he said, it happened exactly like he said it. I promise you.
That's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah, for real.
And we need to start
Straight
doing
up.
more recording of our old elders.
Yeah,
too.
to hear their voice.
Just to
I mean,
hear
I can hear
voice,
his voice. I can hear him
I'm
talking
gonna
to me.
start doing that.
I'm serious. I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
to tell you.
start doing that. I never even thought about that.
You know, like I got people like aunties who passed away and things of nature, family members, where they call and leave a message.
Yeah.
Now, I don't be leaving messages, but because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
But I listened to my auntie the other day. Hey nephew, I just got, and she been gone for years. You know what I'm saying?
See?
But
you got that memory.
Yeah.
And it's nothing more than a memory.
No,
and sometimes we need that.
They only die when we forget about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I look at them like the transitioning. So long. Deep. Look at Jesus. How long he been going? They be saying, oh, what, 2,000, 3,000
years? And we
years?
Still talking about
it. And you would think he just left yesterday.
Yep.
Because he ain't dead.
He not dead.
You know, they only die when you forget about them.
When you forget about
when a person forget about you, or ain't nobody saying your name, you ain't speaking your presence, or you never left a mark to where somebody would think about you after you left here, then you may have did yourself a disservice. But you only die when they forget about you. That's why I even have, like, my daughter, she 9, and she know about a lot of her ancestors, because they people that trash.
Yeah.
They try these. I ain't talking about ancestors from 2,000 years ago, from 100 years ago. I'm talking about your ancestors, your daddy's people,
your great
daddy.
great.
Yeah, I'm talking about your great. I'm talking about your grandmother, your great grandmother, your great. And you know about all of them, due to the fact that I've never let them die.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So just know that.
We can't let them die. I have a cousin that passed away. His name was Dude. We've been on Facebook today.
Okay.
He ever since he passed away, it just, the family ain't been the same. Right. He had some challenges, but he was the light to the family.
Right.
And we will never forget about him. We talk about him all the time, and we're gonna always talk about him.
Right.
And I think
he'll never die.
He'll never die. He'll never die. And that's what we need to do. We had to keep those memories alive of people that
you got to.
that means so much to us.
Yeah, and listen,
and continue it on.
If my daughter talked about her grandmother who she's never met, because my mother passed in 99.
She know all about her.
Hold on, listen. My mother passed in 1999. My daughter was born in 2016. And she'd talk to you about that woman, or talk and tell you stuff about that woman like she met her herself, or she know her. You would think she know her.
I'm glad you did
For
that.
Real. Pictures, everything. She'd point her out from
and we need
old
more
pictures
family members to do that. Pull out those memories, those pictures, and show them to your kids, and let them know where you come from, how the love was. Now, it's not always, depression and all that. We had happy times.
Yeah, but you had to make them.
You had to make them and keep
and
those
make them
memories.
Create happy memories. All your memories of somebody don't have to be bold or be bad. That means the ones that's what you choose to hold on to.
Yeah.
If you choose to hold on to. I remember my mother, she used to be like, she was a devout Christian, and like I say, Money Mike, my baby, that was his baby, that's mama, too.
I didn't hear her talk about it.
Now, one thing about it, she say, Larry, I said, Mama, it's contradictions in the Bible. She told me, she said, how many you find? Hold on, no. She told me how many, she asked, how many you find? I said, Mama, I seen about 2 or 3 of them at least I can point out to you. She said, well, guess what, Larry? She said, well, if you in the Bible looking for contradictions, you ain't looking for Jesus. you ain't looking for God. You ain't looking for the word of God. You looking for contradiction.
You look for the
She
wrong
said,
thing.
right. So you need to be in there looking for him and don't be looking for no contradiction.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yo, so what is you looking for?
Yeah, so what are you looking for?
Man,
for
that's
real.
the story of life right now. Even with the people that's just living out here, you looking for the wrong thing. When you look for the wrong thing, when you think you're looking for the right thing, you're gonna get the wrong result. You're gonna get the wrong result. Period.
Yeah. With
But
this photo album under the living room tables.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yep.
And that's a fact.
Keep it. A fact. I got a bag of pictures and I got a grandbaby now. So I'm gonna start showing them to my grandbaby and introducing her to my grandmother and tell her all about it.
Don't let y'all people die. Don't let them die. Now, if they do die, it's up to y'all. Y'all let them die. Yeah. You know what I mean? Them kids and grandkids and great grandkids supposed to know about y'all people.
Yep, absolutely.
Straight up.
And then what's the title of the story?
Talk about it before. Let's talk about it before it's too late.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my mother had this conversation with me, and I mentioned it before about the land that we had, right?
Right.
And it's called generational wealth. And this is how our culture are always missing the mark. We miss the mark on the generational wealth. We had land, 30 acres out in Birch Run. If you take the Birch Run exit down to Seymour Road and you make that right and you come to 9800 Seymour Road, we own that whole block. You're going to go through some curves and we own half of the lake. I got married in 88. My mother asked me, she said, Step, because my grandfather had just passed away and he
farmed the land, didn't he?
Farmed the land. We had cows, hogs, pigs, chickens, ducks, geese, roosters. I had a pony. We had all of that. 4 big, huge gardens. It had 4 driveways going up to the house. Not only that, my grandfather built the big house that was on there by himself.
It's still there.
It's still there. Wow. I rode by there. They upgraded it.
Right.
They put the new siding on there and all that. It looks good. So my mother, she called me. She said, Step, she said, I can get you and your husband in General Motors. I got the application right here. And I want to give you this land. She said, I want to give you this 30 acres so that you can do something with it. She said, I wanted to put some storage units on it. She said, but Step, I can't deal with it right now because I'm taking care of my mom. She was taking care of her mother at the time.
Yeah.
She said, because I'm taking care of my mom. She had a husband and other stuff going on. She said, I can't do it. She said, but you young and you and your husband can move here and y'all work for General Motors and y'all have this land. So I asked my husband, I said, Baron, I said, do you want to move to Flint? We can move to Birch Run and get that. My mom gonna give me the land. And we could cultivate it more and build on it. And who knows what we can do with it. He was like, no, I don't like Flint like that. He said, I don't like Flint like that. I don't want to move to Flint. He wanted to go into, go to law school, which I get. But hell, it was just somewhere here you could have went. It was other options. Yeah. He wanted to go to Loyola in Chicago to law school. So I was like, and I'm married, being a supportive wife. I was like, all right. I called Mom. I said, Mom, I said, he don't want to move. I said, so I can't take care of it here. It's too much. So she ended up selling it. I can't even imagine what that land is worth now. I can't even imagine. She sold the house and the land for almost little or nothing. And I know that land is worth a lot of money. But that was me missing the mark on that was my generational wealth right there. Yep. That was my
and
caboose.
It was your grandfather's.
Yes.
Coming down from your grandfather to your
that
mother.
He did worked everything. He worked hard on his land.
This was his land.
So, we missed the mark on our generational
It's
wealth.
easy to do. I mean, for
And it
those of
don't
us,
even
hold
have
up,
to
but
be a
check it out.
lot.
But for those of us who are fortunate enough to be able to receive some or have some to where your people was thinking about you for after they left. Your grandfather knew he wasn't gonna be here forever.
Yep.
But he made sure that he knew that land would be here forever.
Yep.
And he knew as long as y'all passed it down through the family, that it would belong to the family forever and ever and ever and ever.
And we did not do it. I dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, I mean, but hindsight 2020 vision, we,
I
that's
dropped the ball, and that's why I like to talk about it, because our younger generation, I talked to my daughter about, I got some property and she like, no, I don't want it, doing the same thing. But I understood I don't want, I said, so you want to go and pay rent somewhere. Rent is going to be like $2,400 for a studio. and if you don't pay, you're going to be out on the street. Well, here you have something that's sturdy, that's here forever, that's paid for, and you talking like that. I had to revert back and just say, you know what? I'm gonna have to still keep talking. You just can't give up. You got to still keep
you got
talking.
But and not just talking, but teaching. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like let's say, if you can, it's an old saying, say if you could trick them, you could beat them.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have to make it look like you teaching yourself, but you really just trying to teach somebody else.
Yeah.
Something that you already know, but you had to humble yourself.
What you do is how you do it.
Exactly. You had to humble yourself until they have that aha, I got it moment.
I got it moment.
Like they figured it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what we have to do. And your generational wealth don't have to be property or land. Whatever you have is a generational wealth for your child to stand on.
Even knowledge.
Even if it's one brick.
Knowledge.
That's one brick that child can stand on to get to the next brick that made it a little bit easier.
Yeah, but knowledge is generational wealth.
Knowledge is generational wealth. Keep talking to your kids. Keep doing what you can do now. Don't wait till later, because later gonna be too late. Trust me. And when I tell you time fly, man, I can't even believe I'm taking care of my mother. Right. I cannot.
You watched her take care of her mother.
I watched her take care of her mother.
Yeah.
I was
See how the cycle continues?
Man. And then her mother was here to take care of her mom. So I didn't see this 3 generations.
Come on now.
I didn't see this 3 generations. So I know how this go. Fact. So I can't slip on this no more. I slipped one time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if anybody watching, y'all please get your paperwork in order, get your policies in order, have those uncomfortable conversations
before it's too late.
Because if you don't, it's gonna be
wish you had.
You're gonna wish you had her. Yeah. And I cannot say it more. Don't get caught up in the worldly things of today. Man. Let's think about tomorrow.
And then let's think about the sacrifices that they had, that they've made in order for us to be here, and in order for them to have something for us, for them to, for those that have something to pass on. Just think about the sacrifices that they made, and
yes,
you have to think you have to think about that, and let that motivate you.
Yeah.
To say, okay, well, if this person made this sacrifice for me, let me make a sacrifice, making sure that this don't get lost. Yeah. Let me make it my business to make sure that this person's sacrifice was not in vain. You know what I mean?
And that happens so much because I know one thing that just hit me, and I think it hit me when I was about 50. I think it just started. I said, you know what? And it goes back to when you was talking about the other cultures having those, they know how to do the generational wealth, and you wonder why the Arabs got the gas stations and they passing it down to their kids, and they
they used to be ours though. We used to have gas stations.
Yeah.
We did. We really did.
Here in Flint.
Yeah. I told you my uncle, he had that gas station right there on 69. I mean, that's 69.
Yep.
But it used to be Texaco. And my uncle owned it at the
really?
Time. Yeah. So, we don't, but right now and see, I can say I know this because I've seen it with my eyes and I know it to be true. Mm-hmm. But if you ask My children, have they ever seen a black-owned gas station?
No.
They would have to say no because they haven't seen it. So that will even make it to where certain things we don't even believe that we are able to possess. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Oh man.
You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah. It make us think we can't. You can't have no because if you could, why you don't got one?
Right.
Why you don't have one?
We don't.
Why
work,
don't you
we
have
ain't working
one?
hard enough
You
for
know,
it.
no, it ain't. No, it's the mentality. It's our mindset.
Yeah.
You know, we rather buy, like I was saying about the grocery store. We rather buy groceries from anywhere but something that would help us.
Yeah.
Something that would show us that it can be done. If it don't do nothing but just show you, hey, you can have you a supermarket based, on your in your community, and it's gonna do well in your community.
Yeah.
And it's yours.
Yeah.
You can have it, but what you see is you can have it. Somebody can try it. It ain't gonna work. And so, what would that do for the future generations to come? Future generations come, they're not even gonna take the time to even try it. They're not even gonna try it.
It's not gonna even be there.
They're not even gonna try it.
Say the Hindu Indians,
yeah,
are
that's
here
a fact.
Now,
she
and
knows
the
something.
Arabs are leaving. You know what?
Yeah, we've developed a culture of consumerism.
Yes.
Now hold up. You gotta have, first of all, the rich don't get rich off the rich. The rich get rich off the poor. You know, because see, rich people don't hardly pay for too much of nothing.
They don't pay for too much of nothing. They get gifted all the time.
Yeah, I mean, which they ain't wrong. I mean, if you was getting gifted, you wouldn't complain. I mean, I ain't gonna complain.
They get gifted all the time.
But I'm just saying, the fact is what it is, and the thing is, we really, by us being the number one consumers, we the number one consumers because we don't have anything.
We don't have no.
We don't own. What do we own?
Yep.
Even
we paying for their stuff.
I mean,
we paying for it.
But I'm just saying it's okay to pay for whatever, but why not have nothing that's yours?
Gail say my great grandfather owned a gas station
and a store in Arkansas. See, yeah, flat out. We have, this is what I'm me and you about the same age, Stephanie. So yeah, we didn't been around long enough to see things.
And Gail is too.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Why in the world?
Do he still have that gas? Do they still own it in Arkansas? I'm curious to know.
Proud. I mean, I probably would say
curious.
No.
You would say
gentrification. No? I say no. But that's not to say, I would say no. Ask her, Gail, can we ask you, do your grandfather's, if he's blessed enough to still be with us, do he still have it, or anybody in your family own the gas station? Down? Yeah.
See,
I would like to know the answer to that if she's still paying attention.
And let me tell you something that happened. I went to the taco house down there on Linden Road.
Okay, Linden and
Pasadena, right. But I got some gas, right?
Okay.
So I go in there, and behind the counter is the guy that worked for SeaWorld.
Oh, the fish joint.
The fish joint.
Okay.
So I said, what is you doing back there?
They from down Detroit way.
Really?
They from Detroit way.
He said, I said, what is you down here? What did you behind the counter for? Oh, this is my cousin and my uncle. So y'all got the fish joint.
Come on, now.
Y'all got the gas station. Y'all got this place sold up. And I told him just like that.
But she was talking about that gas station right there on the same building. Yeah. On that corner. Because somebody had it closed down. Then they I guess they must have bought it.
Yep. So that gas station, the guy that works there with he got the curly hair. He kind of tall with the glasses, and the real tall, goofy one. He real cool. I like him. Yeah. And I walked in the gas station, and he behind the counter. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Boy, what is you doing behind the counter?" Oh, these my cousins. This is my uncle here, and my cousins. Wooty woot and woot woo. I said, "What?" I said, "Now wait a minute." I said, "Wait a minute," because I'm crazy. I'm gonna say anything. I said, "Wait a minute." So you mean to tell me y'all own the gas station, the taco joint?
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead, but you can go ahead and finish your point.
The taco joint and everything. He was like, "Oh yeah, this ain't the only thing." I don't want to say, you know what? I would have slapped the shit out of you. No, I would have slapped the shit out of myself. Yeah, that's what I said.
But you got to understand. Now hold up. Now my gripe, and she said they sold it for nothing. So my
Sold it for
question, I
nothing.
figured, I told you they probably still didn't have
Just
it, but
like what we
that's
did.
understandable. And my
Sold it for
uncle probably
nothing.
went for nothing. But the point of the matter is that when you see these type of things going on, my thing is I don't care about someone setting up a business in my community. That's no problem. My problem come in that when you don't support nothing within their community.
Right.
That's what the problem. That's what the leechy. It feel like a leech on.
Yeah.
Suck blood suck.
Suck it.
That's where the problem come in at.
Yeah.
You know, now it ain't. So it's not about a person's race or whatever. Because if you there and you providing a service that's needed within their community, hey, we welcome you. But when you don't do nothing for that community, as far you don't even go as far as to keep your parking lot clean.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. And I just think that we just need to be more to and secure the family bag, the family heritage. We need to do more.
But we need to start coming together as families.
Yeah,
First we gotta go back to the
at
basics.
the same time.
Yeah.
First we gotta get along.
Yeah, divide the money between 12 of them. Yep. See, yeah.
And my grandfather's still divide the money between the 12. Oh wow.
We can say the same thing about banks.
Do you know how much that would
be
true. Would have been right now?
Yeah,
it could have been divided between 12 plus some cousins.
Yeah.
And the rest of the family. But
that's the thing, a lot of times, even when you come to the South, a lot of us had land in the South, but then when our people migrated up north, didn't nobody want to keep paying the tax? Didn't nobody want to go down there and check on that land? There was nobody left to take care of the land. So guess what the land did? Went right back to the county. And see what I'm saying?
And then everybody talk about, we can say the same thing about
the banks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Then everybody want to talk about our 30 acres and our mule.
30 acres in the mule.
40 acres in the mule. Well, I didn't let 30 go down the hole, down the back world.
Yeah,
So sometimes
but you just don't know. And you don't understand what's
knowledge is in everything.
Yeah, right.
Being educated. That's why we have to educate
ourselves
and then our future.
As well.
Our children.
Get them kids, get them babies.
Start educating them and putting it in their head now. As we are taking care of our parents now, educate the next generation of what to do.
But you know what? And I would say, watch this. I would say this too, Steph. I'll say this about myself. I'm guilty of it. I'll be the first to stand up. We creating a whole culture of consumerism. Because if you look at our children today, if you give them some money, they thinking of the fastest way to spend it.
Yep, going to buy some tennis shoes.
They know they want the fast. If it's a squeezy, it's slime. I mean, I got a 9-year-old.
I know. She take that $5 and go get a slime ball.
Going immediately. She wants to go to one. I don't even know the name of the stores.
Instead of opening up a savings account or as much as getting a bank and say, let's put $2 out of that $5.
She got a bank, but she won't put $2. She won't put nothing in it.
Yeah, you put $2 in there, and we'll take that $3 and we'll go to the Dollar Tree, and they at the age of and we get 3 things from there, and you done save $2.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, 50%.
Oh, it came back.
Yeah, 50% of whatever it is need to be taught to the children to say for real. Because we created a whole culture of consumerism. Because I remember my great uncle used to tell me, he'd give me Kennedy half a $1 or something.
Oh yeah,
and he'd be like. And I'd be like, Uncle, I want to go to the store and give me a pop.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I'm going to pop you upside your head. Listen, he's like,
what
a little money burn a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
And I'm going to tell you, my grandfather, he always used to say, pennies on.
Yeah.
We drop pennies on. My grandbaby and my daughter, they walk past change on the floor all the time. And I started picking it up because I got a big thing that I save my change in, right?
Yeah.
My grandfather told me, if every penny you save, you'll be a millionaire right now. If you started saving it from the time when you recognized what a penny was until you was my age, you'll be surprised how much money you have in that bank.
Yeah.
How many pennies you have.
Yeah.
So you pick up that change and you put it up. So when I used to tell Jayla, get that change over there. You see that dime over there sitting over there?
Yeah.
Pick that up. You know, all that matters and all that counts. But hey, we take you think we take life for granted. We take living, just plain on living and sacrificing.
And opportunities, we take them for granted.
And opportunities we take
real.
for granted.
Because this is our opportunity.
Because we only got this one time. And it's it. And the time is going fast.
This is our opportunity to tighten up. A lot of times we discuss the problem. It's never been a shortage of what the problems is. But we had to be more solution driven.
Yep.
More solution driven. And then not just talking about a solution, but actually putting the solution into play.
Yeah, Mandy has said, you mentioned them cleaning their parking lots. We have to ask yourself, why is there trash on the ground anyway? Period. Why do people even do that?
Yeah.
I seen somebody made me so mad.
Driving out, you just throw it out the window.
Right. Listen, I'm coming down Clyde Road, and they threw out a big bag of trash. It looked like a chicken. They had them been somewhere eating right behind me. And I was like, nah, that is crazy. Why would you do something like that? Don't even care about your community.
Don't care about their environment. Yeah,
but where? But why?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. Short-term thinkers seeking immediate satisfaction.
Yeah. They say tiny minds take you to tiny places.
And we talked about that kind of before the show too,
Yeah.
And I know some Arabs said they put their children through college with change from our people leaving them pennies.
Yep. Ain't no question.
Absolutely.
Ain't no question.
They'll cheat us out of a penny in a minute.
I mean, but and
have
then
you noticed
had
that?
to ask them for your man. Hold on, I can count real well. You think now you playing me
they
like
will cheat us out
my
of
7
a penny,
cent, man. You know what I'm saying?
And to them it's a big deal.
No, right.
But some of us be like, it's just a penny. But they would cheat if they cheated everybody out of a penny.
Come on now. Remember the lady at the bank?
How much?
Said she took a penny off everybody account or something for so many years. Yeah. Remember? She was nicking them. She wasn't cutting them. She nicking them. And then by the
just
time
a
they
little
caught
bit
up with it, or a dime, but a nickel off each everybody.
She was probably a millionaire.
They had the lady being charged with a lot of money.
Off them pennies.
Yeah, for real.
Nickel and diamond somebody. That's crazy. But it adds
no respect
up.
For the city. I agree. Mandy Rosa.
What did she say?
Yeah, she said no respect for the city. And no respect for themselves as well.
And but that lets you know how much they respect themselves for them to even do something like that. I was so pissed off. I drive a fast car too. I wanted to I'm like to say you threw that. I just wanted to pull up and say, why did you throw that out there like that?
Yeah.
I said, this is our community right here.
Oh, this same clown would have wanted to shoot you about that though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then they start shoot my car up. That's crazy.
So but we just live in a different time, and we just, like I said, if we don't like what we got to do something different.
We got to do something different. But it starts with us today, and taking care of our moms, our
parents,
people, our elders,
all the elders.
Of our elders.
It can be an auntie, it can be an
uncle.
Listen
to them and what they got to say.
Full of wisdom.
Get that wisdom from them.
While you
can. I sit down.
While you can.
I be there talking to my mama, and she love to talk, and I listen to everything she say. But I'm gonna start doing what you told me. I'm getting ready to start recording our conversations now.
And all you gotta do is just hit. Go and just set the
I'm
phone
gonna start recording our conversation because I'm tell you, she's a character.
Yeah.
She is a character. But I'm enjoying it, even though I'm tired. Because I know this is not a forever thing.
That's right.
I know all good things must come to an end. I don't care what it is. It ain't even just life. All good things must come to an end. When I told my oldest daughter that, she couldn't believe I said that. I said, everything that you're doing right now, Brittany, I said, if you're not making a difference in the community and you're not making a mark, you're doing everything for nothing.
Right.
Everything, because I look at my granddaddy, what he did out there.
Yeah, yeah.
All that what he did out there in
And you gotta
Bertrand.
understand, when he had that land, hold on, when he had that land, that was not super common up here.
No, it
To have
wasn't.
that much land.
He had that
And that far
out.
That far out. You know, that was, you know, that
Yep.
most of everybody his age around his time was down on St. John's, that come from St. John's.
Yep.
And far as they was moving was west a little bit.
He was from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
He ran away from home when he was 12 years old.
Wow.
He lived from house to house, from corner to corner.
Now see how you able to break this down?
Yep.
Now, did you see any of that? Was you allowed to see any of that?
No.
See what I'm saying? But you know about
I know about him.
See what I'm saying?
Because he told us the story.
See what I'm saying?
And he broke it down. And I said, wow, you ran away. He ran away from home when he was 12 years old. He lived with different little people or family members until he turned 16. And I think back then, you can enlist into the army.
Okay.
At an early age. He enlisted into the service until he got of age and found his way to Michigan because he had heard about the factories. So when the factory started booming and he turned 17 or 18 when you could get into the factory, and he moved here and got a factory job. Yeah. He worked for Fisher Body.
Okay. Yeah.
And then once he did that, they stayed off of on that end. Off of Horton Street.
Okay.
Horton and Philadelphia Street.
Yeah.
And then they found that land out there.
See, that's that.
And then they had been riding around, and they had just ran into that land out there. And, come on now. And he was able to get it. And guess what? He paid cash for it. It wasn't no loan on that land. He paid cash for that land. And now all the work that he did, he had tractors, he had the plows, and he used to knock the trees down. He cleared it out and all of that work. Right. And guess what? He couldn't take none of it with him. Wow. So I tell Brittany, if you don't make a mark and you don't pass down something and make a generational thing of making it worth something, it's worth nothing.
Okay, now watch this. I'm gonna tell you, share another quick, share some real quick with y'all, and that's about taking these children. I do it with my daughter. You know, I mean? I do it with her with the cars. You know, I make sure she ride in them. I make sure the old car.
She gonna have her one.
I make sure that she have some type of sentimental value attachment to whatever it is that I want to that. To whichever one you like,
to remember her daddy.
To remember not just so much as me, because she gonna remember more than me. She'll remember the times being in the car seat, if she can go back that far.
Oh yeah.
She'll remember, wow, we used to ride in this one. We used to go down here. We used to do, and so
you making memories.
But I'm also building a connection. I'm building a bond, and having her to have some type of sentimental attachment.
Right.
So that way, when I am gone, she'd be like, instead of somebody saying, "Hey, you don't want that old car? Here go $10,000." You know, but that car worth, in reality, he know the car worth $100,000. And then she'd be like, "Nah, because I had this one. All my memories."
Her daddy did already educated her.
Exactly. So we have to do that with our children. You know, be it whatever it is, we have to educate them. And if the children is too far gone, don't trip, because 9 times out of 10. The children got children. Right. So just go to the next generation. Slide on that past the ones.
But that's just like what Gail has said.
Gail,
she said, how does Great Giant Landmark Mr. B stay in business for so long? Because of us?
Yeah, we support them, but we won't support our own. And Gail, we did a whole show on this show about that. I believe about supporting that grocery store down there.
Yeah.
You know, because I started shopping there myself. You know, me and my wife. You know, we shop there, you know.
And that's good, because y'all drive away to that store.
Yeah, but y'all don't live around the corner. That's intentional.
Oh.
That's intentional.
See?
That's what real support look like.
Yeah.
See, when I pass at least 6 grocery stores to go to that one.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I'm taking my money to that one. And then if it's something that they don't have, which they didn't have everything, and it was fresh and it was good and it was worth the trip. But if there was something that they didn't have, then I might stop at Kroger's, or I might go to VG's, or I might go to this one, or I might go to that one.
But you gonna start
But
there.
the bulk of my money is going over there.
Yeah.
Where it counted.
And we need more people like
Straight
that.
up.
Oh, she said she missed that. Yeah, we
missed it. What show was that? What episode? She might can go back. You might can go back.
Yeah,
and watch it, I'm sure.
that was a good show.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
It was
we
excellent.
talked about from the thoughts that I had about it and everything.
That's what we tried. We talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly. But the thing of the matter was, let's support what we got, and that's why we don't have
and that's
anything.
where we all came.
Yeah, if we can support
to a common ground.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to agree to disagree, but as long as we come to a common ground
Right.
of what the purpose is for and support that
Right.
purpose.
Support the purpose. It's
then
just
we
like
need to
shooting
do
the
that.
messenger. You want to okay? Do you want the message, or you just worried about shooting the messenger?
I want the message.
You want the messenger?
I want the message.
Okay, facts. Yeah. We want the message.
Tell me the message
I
and
ain't
tell
thinking
me how
about
to
the messenger.
get there.
Okay, you brought the message. Now your job is done. Thank you.
Let me go on and do what I need to do with that.
Yeah.
With that information.
Okay. Well, look here. It's been a nice show. I'm gonna send a shout out to my wife. You know, Sharice Lott. I definitely want to send a shout out to my baby. And shout out to my daughter, Alina Lott. And send a shout out to all my sons. You know what I mean? To everybody. I want to send a shout out to everybody. Just know that I'm thinking about you even when you don't know I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
And the fact is,
and thank everybody for commenting.
Yeah,
we know that y'all there. We love that because it brings on more extended conversation and dialogue to kind of dig deeper into what we're trying to get out to the other people that may not have the understanding or might just need to hear this,
And the fact is, we know we ain't the only ones that's dealing with these type of things.
I'm not the only one taking care of my mother. Yeah. I know it's many of people out there taking care of their parents.
It'll come to that time.
My son's father and I are focused on leaving something for our son. He clearly, thank God.
That's right. That's a beautiful thing, straight up. You know, shout out to you and your son's father.
And co-parenting, and that's another thing.
Together, you ain't just got to co-parent.
Yeah, but just even if you're not together,
you still got to be. If you was, my thing is, if y'all could get along enough to make a baby, y'all can get along enough to make sure that child see y'all in the right light.
Yep.
And don't be trying to use no baby as no pawn. Don't use no babies, and the man don't be acting like if you can't be with the mama, she don't want you no more, that you can't do nothing with your child.
Yep. Because that's how generational wealth begins. Yeah. So we have to carry on and make sure it happens and take care of your paperwork.
Let's give it. Let's read that off one.
Yeah. Before we get off, we have Sassy T at 6 with me and Terry Lisa. We've been missing it a couple of Sundays. On Sundays. We've been missing it because she's been sick and she has some things going on.
Shout out to Terry Lisa.
But shout out to Terry Lisa.
Terry Lisa, for real.
Shout out to Terry Lisa. We will be back. Yeah. This coming up Sunday. Okay. Monday, we have Lessons with Larry's. That's what we have now with co-hosts. Myself, Juice the Truth, and Money Mike.
Yes.
Mondays, we have His and Hers. Mondays Matter with Will and Tanisha. Yeah. That's a married couple. They have good conversations.
Good show. Beautiful show. They'll be here later on.
They'll be here later on.
So stay tuned.
So y'all make sure y'all
and check them out
with them because they have good conversations.
They'll be here at 9 o'clock.
And Wednesday we have Red Alert, Snaps and Chat at 6 with Terry Lisa McBride. Yeah. Again, shout out to her. Thursdays, Connected and Protected with Daru Mitchell at 9 p.m. Thursdays, also we have the 3rd. And that's to be announced. Monday through Sunday, James Mayfield might pop on, pop off. You never know, but it will be announced. But the shows that we have are it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And they have good topics, and it's topics that y'all can relate to.
Right.
And tap in, comment on it, so you can dig deeper into the conversation and be a part of the platform.
Yeah, and your opinion mean just as much as ours.
Yes, y'all opinion and what y'all think.
Matter of fact,
it's just as
we
important.
Know enough to know. Hold up, but we don't know it all. We know enough to know that we don't know enough.
We know enough to know that we don't know enough.
Yeah.
So if y'all can tap in and like Gail, I thank you for the comments.
Yeah, shout out.
Mandy Rosa and scroll up. I think it was somebody else.
It was Tommy Boy.
Yep, and Money Mike. He was on there.
Yep. And who's that? Gil? I seen Oh, Gail. Okay, I see.
Gail. It was somebody else on there right there.
It was Willie Buford.
Yeah, Willie Buford.
Yeah, shout out.
Talking about the photo albums. Had
yeah,
those.
sure
And
enough.
Cynthia Harris, she commented
Yep,
too.
sure
Thank
did.
you.
Shout out to Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we just trying to bring some light to some of these subjects.
Yeah. And especially the ones that's uncomfortable to talk about.
That's right. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We signing off for now. We enjoyed you and thank you so much. You finna do your snaps and chats. You gonna have to tell Lisa I just stole a joint.
I know.
No.
Snaps.
But
I'm just
shout out, shout out to everybody who got shows. Shout out to Out of the Mud. And we just want to thank y'all for
tuning in.
Yeah, tuning in and spending this time with us. And we'll be here next Monday. Hopefully at the same time, God willing. Be blessed. Take care.